Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the STV Castle channel, and this is a little bit different compared to what you normally see here on this channel. Um, but in another sense, not really, because when I first started STV Castle back in 2023, um, there were some initial plans for me to get started along these lines when it comes to offering my services. That was the main point of why I decided to start STV Castle in the first place. That was because I was trying to get my name out there as far as the services that I offered. That was the initial point anyway in 2023. And here again with this video I'm making right now, this is basically going to be called a services guide kind of a video to walk you guys through the stuff that I do, the stuff I'm capable of doing. And I'm sharing with you guys a graphic that I made just dedicated to this, Stephen Vitte services, as you see here. Um, it's not limited to just these things, but these are some of the things that I am capable of doing for an actual service, as in a service where I actually get paid to do. So if you like, for example, if you like run a company, if you run a business and you need some sort of service like this, like what you're seeing here on the screen, feel free to contact me. And those three logos here up in the top left corner, Come Up, Contra, and Skyward 360. I'm going to go into depth about that in a minute here, just to explain to you guys that yes, I have profiles up there. I have accounts up there on those three marketplaces, so to speak. So you can contact me directly on Come Up, on Contra, or Skyward 360, whichever one suits you the best. So getting into that, let's just get into that right now. The reason why I decided to come up with this kind of video is because I'm here to announce that I'm open for business again when it comes to offering my services to people. Um, Lately, it's been very rough for me when it comes to getting work online, and there have been like countless stories from many other people, not just me, but many other people. They've been finding it very hard to get work online. Um, about the typical online job marketplaces that you see, such as Upwork, for example. And I've decided, by all intents and purposes, to walk away from Upwork. And hopefully, I won't have to be in a position to keep using it consistently again. So, therefore, I've created my own accounts on ComeUp, Contra, and Skyward. And it's listed there in the graphic as well. My account on ComeUp and on Contra. And basically on skyward.com, you just log in there and just search for me on Skyward. So the only rule, and this is, I'm just gonna break it to you guys right away. The only rule that you need to follow um, when initiating this, when you're asking for services to be done by me, is that if you choose any one of these platforms, we have to stick to that one platform the entire way. We cannot jump from one platform to another. We cannot jump from one platform to just talking via email or anything like that. That goes against the rules and guidelines of these websites. So we don't do that. So, for example, if you contact me on ComeUp, we do it all the way on ComeUp. We do business on ComeUp. We don't go anywhere else. You message me on ComeUp and you stay there. You approve of the work on come up, and we just go from there. We don't switch back and forth between places. That's just the only rule that I'm just going to put out there for you guys before you start this. For those of you that are potential clients, you have your own businesses and you want services from me, that's just one big rule that you got to follow. But anyway, what are some of the services that I offer? Well, some of which are shown right there on the graphic, such as, well, let's start there, graphic design. I made this as part of my graphic design library, so to speak. I'm making graphics all the time, guys. You can see with all the videos that I make for various things, I'm making graphics all the time. And one of the key places that I go to make all these graphics would be this website called Canva. I'm glad to have discovered Canva in recent years, and it's been very good to me. I highly recommend Canva for any of you guys that are just wanting to get into graphic design yourselves. Yeah, Canva is the place to go when it comes to graphic design. I basically self-taught myself graphic design on Canva through trial and error, and I think I'm getting pretty good at it. All things considered, graphic design. I'm offering my graphic design services, and for the record, I haven't put up every single service on my accounts yet, but I'm in the process of doing it. So yeah, graphic design, that will be one of the services that I will be offering. So be on the lookout for that. Administrative assistance. Let's go there real fast. Administrative assistance. Um, that's basically being a right hand man to any company for like daily operations. Like it's one of those odd jobs kind of thing where a boss of a company asks another person to do certain tasks for him or her. And so that's basically what administrative assistance is all about. You assist the boss or manager to get certain things done, and that can involve a lot of things like computer related stuff, or sending emails or messages, or just getting things set up on various Google apps, things like that. That's what administrative assistance is, basically, in a nutshell. Video editing, I'm going to be doing quite a bit of it here with this video. Many others I've done. I've done a few hundred videos already in my time since starting STV Castle in 2023. I've I've had joy. I've gotten to enjoy it, video editing, and obviously that's going to be one of the first services I put up to offer on all these accounts. So be on the lookout for that. If you're serious about getting video editing done for your own channel or for your own website, just contact me. Video editing, yeah, it's been a fun journey for me there. For those of you guys who know me very well, you would know that video editing, in my case, has been sort of a journey. And I think as the years go by, as the years go on, I'm going to keep getting better at it. And I want to test myself. I want to test myself in an official position here, offering my services. So I'm open for business there with video editing. Writing, that has been the bread and butter, so to speak, of my services. That's where it really all began for me in 2014 officially, where I started to do online freelance work as a writer. That started in the fall season of 2014. I've been trying to stay active ever since then. It's been a long journey there since 2014. I've written so much stuff. I've written lots of news related articles. I've written lots of blog posts, commercial scripts. I mean, even more creative stuff like poems, poetry, short stories, ebooks. I mean, you name it, I've basically written it. I mean, that's how far back it goes. Uh, 11 years and counting for me as a writer. And I'll share with you guys some screenshots of written material by me that's been published, whether the websites are active or not. I'm just going to share that with you guys real fast, and like a little slideshow. Interviewing, that's been more of a recent discovery for me. I've always known I could interview, even when I started writing in 2014. That was part of my job description as a writer, to find people to interview over the phone way back when. But more recently, interviewing people online using apps like Zoom, and more recently StreamYard. Interviewing people, I've had a lot of joy in that as well. I've been really happy doing that, helping other people. It's like, yeah, I ask people questions, but it's not about me. I never want it to be about me. I want it to be about the person that I'm interviewing. That's always been my central focus when it comes to that. And that's really a key thing about interviewing people, is like, yeah, you may be the one asking certain questions, but you can't make it about you. You got to make it about the other person. That's what makes interviews special, in my opinion. You got to let the person being interviewed to take the steering wheel and just drive the car wherever he or she wants to take the car, so to speak. That's interviewing in a nutshell. So yeah, I'm going to be offering official interviewing services for whatever capacity that you guys would want me to be in, whatever company that you guys run. And I'm speaking to people in the corporate world, by the way. This is like that kind of video. So yeah, if you need an interviewer for stuff like that, for you know purposes like getting the word out about your product or your own services, just contact me about interviewing, and we can set something up there. Teaching chess. Now I'm going to be showing you guys a little clip of what I can do as far as teaching chess goes. That's been a passion of mine. Um, Sharing my knowledge of the game of chess, and I do that anyway with STV Castle Chess, that series of mine. But I'm also wanting to officially do it as offering a service, teaching people just how to play the game of chess the right way, having the right knowledge of the game of chess, and just trying to apply tactics and strategies that any chess player would implement. So yeah, that's going to be a service that I'm going to be offering on these platforms. So yeah, I'll be showing you later on a sample of what I do in teaching chess, how I would do it, just to give you guys an idea. Data entry, that's self-explanatory. That does kind of tie in a little bit with administrative assistance, but it can be its own separate thing. Data entry, that's really more of a technical kind of thing. It has a lot more to do with making documents that are related to not just Google Apps, but also like other things like formats, and calculations, things of that nature, and making sure the information that you put in is correct. Otherwise, the whole thing's not going to work. Um, Data entry, it's really one of the more technical things about getting things structured. And we're talking about like sales figures, for example. You're trying to like calculate your sales, how much money you've made over the course of a week or a month, for example. And you got to have the right kind of data to um, to fall back on if you're going to review your performance as a company. That's one example of data entry. And so yeah, um, the quote I just want to focus on real fast for a minute is this, and I made it myself. If you want to be known as a real trailblazer, follow your passion, not the crowd. And I think that's pretty easy to understand. Is like, all my life I've been trying to do things differently compared to other people. You don't blaze your own trail by doing the exact same thing as everybody else. Sometimes, again, trial and error. You have to experiment with things that may or may not work, and you keep going with the things that do work and forget about the things that don't work. And follow your passion, of course. If you're passionate about something, like what I just said a few minutes ago about teaching chess, that if there's something out there that's really catching your interest, that you're passionate about, you got to follow it. You got to try to make something out of it. And these things that you see here on this graphic, again, not limited to just these things, but these things that you see on this graphic here: data entry, teaching chess, interviewing, writing, administrative assistance, video editing, and graphic design. You know, it revolves around stuff that I'm interested in, that I'm passionate about. And rest assured, guys, I don't fake what I do here. I can never be accused of being fake because what I do is for real. I've always put my best foot forward in the services that I offer, and it's something that I'm obviously passionate about. And I'm hoping that that passion can be felt when either you're watching a video or you're reading some material that I wrote for various companies. And even in the description box below under this video here, I'm going to share with you guys some samples of my writing as a writer throughout all my years, just to give you guys an idea of what I've been doing as a writer. And so, yeah, I'll give you like slideshows of, graphic design, my writing materials, and even my video materials as well. So, yeah, that's really a big announcement here I'm going to be making here. Stephen Vitte services come up, Contra, Skyward. Those are the three main platforms that I'm going to be offering my services on. And the only rule that you guys got to follow if you want to invest in those services is that if you choose Come Up, then we have to stick with Come Up for that entire project. If you choose Contra, we stick with Contra. And if you choose Skyward, we stick with Skyward. No bouncing around, and no going to email and staying at email. None of that. Just one rule to follow there. So yeah, um, this is something that I've been needing to do for a while, and I'm hoping that you guys will back me up on this, that you'll support me, and that you'll share this video. This is really an important video for you guys to share because without your support, without the support of you guys, my subscribers, and my friends, without the support of you guys, a lot of what I do won't be possible for much longer in the long term future. So I need you guys to step up in a sense and just start sharing my videos and this video especially with other people. Let them know about my services and what I offer, especially those links there, Come Up, Contra, and Skyward, what I share there in that graphic. Just let them know about me because I'm open for business and I want to get work done for people. So, yeah, this is Stephen Vitt just making this announcement, and I'll be back with more video content for various series. Take care, guys. Bye.
That I know of in Japan. So, which is sad. I wish there were more.
Yeah, it's really impressive. All the merchandise you have back there behind you. So,
Well, a lot of it back here is older than you. I can
yeah,
guarantee you that.
yeah. So, so yeah. My follow-up question to that then would be, what do you think the X League could do to uh, to do a better job of promoting and marketing their league, the game?
Well, promoting and marketing it is a start. I mean, uh, the NFL is ubiquitous back home. You know, you look at let's use an example back in the states. Baseball is a fading sport. Honestly, I mean, I lived in Chicago, so we both had the Cubs and the Sox, and I rooted for both teams. But there's no media coverage here of American football in Japan, and the only time there is a media coverage is if one of the colleges, if there's a scandal with one of the college teams, and we've had a few where one scandal involved one player. I forget, it was a targeting. Basically, I think kind of placing a bounty. They didn't like but it was like a bounty gate.
Mm.
And one college team here completely got the SMU treatment, and they killed the football program because of a few guys smoking marijuana here in Japan.
Mm.
And marijuana here, I mean, it's, you know, it, the, Japan is very conservative. So anything that goes against the grain, they're gonna they're not gonna put up with. And you know, one of the universities, one of the Nihon University, they killed the football program just like a year and a half ago, and it was huge. I mean, it was for something that yes, it's obviously it's illegal, to use, but it was overkill, and they killed the program, and we lost a major college program here in Japan, and there aren't that many. So
But Al has the advantage in time. Sometimes when you're under time pressure like that in the game of chess, you have to just wing it sometimes in the basic sense. So what I do now is that I have a pawn here on A7, and my goal is to advance it all the way up to A1 to promote it to a queen. That is the goal, and that should be the only goal that I have in mind here, even though I have two rooks. So with only 9.4 seconds, I have to start moving the pawn. A5, knight D3. Now Al Fieri 33, he is threatening to capture this rook here on C1, and I am fully aware of that. But I also know there again, I only have 9.1 seconds left to go on my clock. So I have to make a decision right here and now, and that is to move my pawn to A4. Now, here's the question that you guys would be faced when you have a situation like this. Do you trade a rook for a knight in this situation when you know you only have 9 seconds or so left to go? And my answer would be yes. In a situation like this, yes. So A4 is what I play. So the knight does capture the rook on C1, and I was fully aware of that. Rook takes the knight on C1. Alfieri, he only has 2 pawns left at this point. So after I capture back with the rook, rook takes knight C1, there's nothing left for Al to do in this situation. And even though I only have 8.9 seconds left, I still have this pawn on A4. It's going to promote to a queen. There's nothing that Al can do to stop it at this point. King A3. Al tries to start